I want to talk about the hate that Caitlyn Clark has been getting. I've been making a lot of videos about the Indiana Fever and Caitlyn Clark, and some of the comments I get, I can just see the hate behind it. And there's just so much pent up hate. And I want to talk about where that hate comes from. I know there's a lot of reasons why Caitlyn Clark gets some of the hate she gets, but I want to talk about the root from which all that hate comes. What I'm getting at is the fact that Caitlyn Clark, her mere existence and the reality of her being alive is in conflict with this idea of feminism. It's actually a reality issue. Just her being alive and being who she is and playing the sport she plays and playing the way she plays and being as exciting as she is, her existence is coming against this ideology of feminism that has ran rampant in our society in America. So let me explain that a little bit more. So if you're heavily conservative, you probably know what I mean when I say like a reality issue, but if you're not, I'm going to explain it for you so you can understand. And in America today, I believe there's a lot of la-la, and I guess you could say America is the land. We live in la-la land. There's a whole lot of la-la, like, things that just are not true. Like people say things, I don't know if you guys saw Miss Alabama, I think that's what it's called. We're told that being fat is healthy. Just not true, but that's the la-la that we're told. The la-la that we've been told when it comes to women's sports and women's basketball is that the reason that the WNBA is not getting the attention that they think they should get, they have tried to say that the reason is because of unfairness to women. They're trying to push this feminism ideology, and the main reason why the WNBA is not getting the attention it deserves, or it's not getting the same attention as the men's league gets the NBA, is because they're women, and because women are done an injustice in this country, and they're given the short end of the stick, and we're being unfair towards women. And the moment we fix that, we fix the WNBA not getting the attention it deserves. Like the moment that they are given the same treatment as men, then at that point the WNBA will become a great enough league to where it can compete with the NBA. Well, here comes reality. Reality stands in Caitlyn Clark. Caitlyn Clark disproves this idea just by her mere existence. Her coming into the game, playing the exciting form of basketball that she plays, shooting deep threes from the logo, being a person that's likable and not weird on the court. I won't go into reasons why I think WNBA players are weird, but I do think a lot of them are weird. They're unenjoyable to watch. I don't like a lot of them as people. Caitlyn comes in. She's straight. I believe she's Christian. People have said she's Christian. She doesn't seem to get into many arguments with people. She seems to be respectful. She is very respectful. She's well spoken. She's likable, and she's a stone cold killer on the court. Like bottom line, she's a stone cold killer on the court. She's cold. She's hooping. At the end of the day, she's very exciting to watch. And just her existence and just her being so exciting to watch has caused many people to watch the WNBA. Now, do you see where this conflicts with the feminism ideology? This, women need the same amount of respect as men. This idea that we're being unfair to women by not watching the WNBA. Well, let me sum it up. It's like basically the media, and I'm reading my notes, the media has been pushing this narrative that unfairness is the reason that the WNBA is not getting attention and money and, fans and things like that. But then Caitlyn comes around and she proves that the players just weren't that exciting, because the moment you get an exciting player to come in, a player that is very fun to watch, you got legions of people come in and watch the game. So it breaks down this whole belief in this system of ideology that women are not treated as fairly as men. And it brings to the fact that this certain set of women was not contributing excitement to the public. And the moment that excitement came from the WNBA and people started getting excited about it and people started to want to watch, guess what? They started watching. And it didn't have anything to do with feminism. It didn't have anything to do with women, being treated fairly. It just had to do with somebody coming in and actually being cold. And I think that reason right there, like this, what I just explained, is where a lot of the hate comes from. Because the people that agree with the media and just agree with its ideology in general that women are being treated unfairly, and that's the reason WNBA is not getting the same attention as the NBA, those people were not ever going to be willing to accept the fact that the game wasn't exciting. And they weren't going to then, they aren't going to now. So what happens? Then they start to make up a bunch of gibberish as to why Caitlyn Clark is so popular. They say it's because she's white or because she's pretty. I've actually seen a third reason. People say things like, and I don't know what part or what side of media this comes from. I don't know if it's conservative or left wing whatever it comes from, there's been a lot of people who've been saying that Caitlyn Clark is a man. And so I just want to that's probably, I think a lot of people hold to that because I've seen comments on IG of people and those comments have like 10 to 15,000 likes. And they're like, yo, do y'all not see through the deception? Yo, Caitlyn Clark is a man. And yo, I'm sorry, I'm laughing. I'm trying to stay serious, but I've seen that a whole lot. I don't know if anybody else has seen that, but I think that's utterly ridiculous. I don't think Caitlyn Clark looks like a man. I've never seen that, but people they do these zoom ins and compare her to a dude's picture and be like, yo, this it's a dude. It's just crazy. Oh, she's 6 foot. That's a dude, bro. So I think it's been those three. It's been because she's white, because she's pretty, or she's a man. And so stupid. I guess the third point, I just threw that in there. That doesn't actually contribute. But yeah, it's really because they say she's white or because she's pretty, and that's the reason she's getting popularity. They had to come up with some excuse for whatever reason, whether intentional or unintentional, to cover up the fact that the game is getting more attention because the game is actually fun to watch now. And if you put more players in the game that are fun to watch, more people will watch. But they don't want that. What they want is, the reason people weren't watching the game is because we're women. And if we were men, they'd be watching us. So like I say, Caitlyn Clark, her mere existence, her mere playing on the court, it's kind of just disproved this idea of unfairness in the WNBA, and it's kind of proved that reality is that if you play exciting and you're fun to watch, people will watch. It's just kind of when Candace Parker came in, the WNBA had a little bit of wave of popularity, and you got Juju Watkins in college. She's very fun to watch. People are watching her, and it just has to do with excitement. If people are watching a player, they want to, find it exciting. Nobody's going to watch a guy that's not exciting. A'ja Wilson is cold, but she, her NBA comparison for me is like a Giannis Antetokounmpo. And that's, Giannis is probably, still in the running for the best player in the NBA, but he always gets left out of those conversations. Why? Because she's not exciting to watch. People don't leave Giannis in those conversations because people aren't thinking of Giannis. He's a forgetful player because he's not that exciting. So when you got a girl like A'ja Wilson and a girl like Breanna Stewart, who I would compare to a Nikola Jokic, these girls are not that exciting. So when you have a player come in who's actually exciting, even if she's not as good as them, she's going to have more popularity. And that's what's bringing eyes to the game. And I think that fact is reality. And whether the media is doing it intentionally or unintentionally, I think it is intentional. I think it is really deception at its highest level. Whatever the reason is, though, because that's just my opinion, whatever the reason is, they have been pushing something that is not real. And whether it was malicious intent or not malicious intent, what is happening is people are coming to the truth and reality is presenting itself. So people have to make up excuses, and those excuses they make up, they just tend to bring hate to Caitlyn, and it's not cool. And it goes back to a reality issue. But I want to talk about one more thing before I end off this video. What people need to understand is that it's not white versus black. It's not left wing versus right wing. What it really is just angels versus demons. And I just hope we can understand that. I'm not coming at the left. I'm also not saying that, black people, because I'm a black person, somehow I have to be mindful of making sure black people don't think I'm against them when I'm literally black. That's the state of America today. So I'm not coming against black people just because I don't believe that Caitlyn Clark should be mistreated because she's white. What I'm coming against is, demons. And there's a side of angels, there's a side of demons, there's a side of Jesus and all of his followers, Jesus and, all the people who follow him. And there's demons and, Satan and all his demons, all the people that decided to follow Satan and walk with him and that have evil intent, whether they know it or not. People who have given in to their sinful nature, or really not given in, but they've always had their flesh, and they've done nothing to try to change that, and they've accepted it and they embrace it. Those people are the people that I'm combating. It's not a certain side, because there's always a point where, you have I guess you would say a traitor. Even in every single right wing side, because I'm conservative, there's going to be people who aren't really for, the values that most of our branch is for. And so I'm not saying I'm not coming against anybody or any set of people. What I'm doing is saying that at the end of the day, this is wrong, this is right, in my opinion, and that's where I stand. So I think reality is reality. The reason the WNBA is not getting attention is because, it wasn't exciting. And the reason it's getting attention now is because it's becoming exciting.